I got a question for you. How many jobs have you worked? 1, 2 or 3? 5 even? How about 7? Have you worked 7 jobs? No? Oh my goodness. Well, guess who has? That's right. This guy right here. I have worked 7 jobs before YouTube, which is my 8th job, became a job. And I can assure you, if there's anyone who's got crazy work stories, it's me, okay? I've got that many stories on my channel. It's ridiculous. You might as well say my channel is half built on stories. But I've got yet another one, and actually I've got plenty of work stories. And to be quite honest, I feel like this is gonna be a bit of a rant video as well, because at the same time, I'm telling the story, but I'm also gonna get a little pissed off because, you know, it's bad memories, okay? And also, it was just really stupid how it happened. So I'm gonna go through my memory and I'm gonna pick one. And I think I'm gonna pick the one time I worked at McDonald's for a summer job. Now that was a fun time. Now let me rewind back, okay? So this happened in 2011. I remember that it was, I think, maybe my second or third job, and I wanted to give McDonald's a go. Now, I worked at, I believe, 1 or 2 other fast food places before I went into McDonald's, but I figured I'd give it a go because it looked like a pretty alright job. I mean, serving people in the front, cooking food in the back, not to mention you get as many chicken nuggets as you want. You can eat all the chicken nugs, man, and they're delicious. So I got a few things that happened when I worked here, and this is pretty much going to be me describing my entire experience working at McDonald's. So where to begin? So I started off working there, it was all fine and dandy, but they made me a cook, and I kind of wanted to work the cash because I've already cooked food before, and to be quite honest, cooking food is never fun, especially at a McDonald's where you've got like grease pans and just grease, just hot boiling grease everywhere. It is the worst, okay? Working around grease is disgusting, it makes you feel disgusting, and yeah, so it was alright, I guess, starting off. I also remember it being very intimidating because a lot of the people I worked with didn't talk to me. And that was great. You know, I tried to be a cool guy with everyone, but it just seemed like nobody cared. Nobody wants to hear me. Yo, man, it's the newbie. Yo, don't talk to us. You gotta work here at least 3 months if you want to earn that. That's exactly how I felt, and the management was really mixed up. So it was bad enough that nobody was talking to me, really. So I was kind of just cooking to myself. But the worst thing about it too was that the people who were like the managers and who were the supervisors were all a bunch of idiots. And here's where the ranting begins. I remember there was a dude who, and I remember him so well because he always wore this tie, and he had red hair, so just, I don't know, these two things really made this person stick out from the rest. He's the only one with, like, red hair, and, he was a nice guy, and he was cool, and I asked the question if, you know, we get free food working here, which is, I don't know, I feel like when you work at a fast food place, it's kind of, you ask a few questions, yo, do I gotta pay for this? Can I eat this? Can I make this? Like, let's be honest, if you've worked there, you've done that before, and you want to experiment, right? Obviously. But I asked the question, do we have to pay for this food? And he said yes, and actually, no. He said yes, or no, you didn't, sorry. He's like, no, you can eat your food. It's free, whatever, I don't care. And another person, a lot of the other people said you couldn't. So it was weird because it was like when this guy would be working, you could eat food for free. But when other people are working, like supervising, you can't. And see, I was told it was okay to eat the food first without paying, and I did that for a little bit, and then I got caught, and literally people were like yelling at me and stuff, or management. And I remember it so well because I was like, oh man, I'm hungry. I'm craving some chicken nugs. And I went over and I took the little like shelf drawer thing that got all the chicken nuggets and all the food in, and I just grabbed one, right? And I ate it. I put it in my mouth and I ate it. And one of the management caught me like immediately, like they were watching me the whole time. They were like, up. that's where you've crossed the line, mister. And she was just like, hey, did you pay for that? I'm like, wait, what? She's like, did you pay for that chicken nugget? And I was like, no. She's like, well, you're not supposed to eat it then. And she was like, if I catch you do that again, you're gonna get in a lot of trouble. You're gonna lose your job. You're gonna get fired. And I'm just like, Jesus, calm down. It's just a chicken nugget. But either way, that was one thing that really bothered me. Now, the other thing that bothered me, a second thing bothered me a lot, was that being in practically in this sauna sweatshop making grease food, I wanted to get out, you know, I wanted to see the sun at times. And this was in the summer, right? So the summer's nice, blazing hot, beautiful days out, and I'm stuck inside, working, slaving away. So time to time, I would always offer to take out the garbage. I wanted to go out, take out the garbage, you know, take 5-10 minutes, enjoy it. And yeah, can you believe that? Taking out the trash was my most favorite thing working there. So I could get out and enjoy the nice day, the nice breeze. And it was great. I honestly really did take in the moments and enjoy it. But there was this one day where it just seemed like nothing was going my way. So what happened was that I needed to clean out the grease from the like burger pan or whatever the heck it was. And the grease, if you didn't know, when it seeps out of the burgers and stuff, it goes to the sides, to which it's like 2 buckets of grease. And then you have to drain the grease out into like a bag, and you have to toss the bag in the garbage. Now it was a horrible job because it was like scalding hot oil, which was horrible, by the way, and getting touched by it was the worst thing ever. But also, you know, it was just really dangerous, thinking back to it. Anyways, so I had to take it out to the garbage. So that was all whatever, and it was gross. Now, I remember the dumpster was really high up, right? It was super high up, and I couldn't really reach it up there. I had to throw garbage up in there occasionally. So this time, I had to throw this big bag of hot grease. I already think you know where this is going. I took it, I tried to put it up there, and I couldn't, right? I couldn't get it up there, it was heavy. So I took the bag, and I was gonna give it a nice chuck up there. And when I did it, I flung it up in the air, it ripped open, and it went all over me. In the middle of work, this bag of hot grease cut open, it opened up and went all over me. Now, it wasn't that hot, it was warm, it wasn't like super hot, so I didn't get burned or anything. But all of this grease was all over me and all over my suit. In the middle of work, I literally just showed up to work like an hour ago, and I'm just covered. And I was not having a good day. And I remember I went in, and I'm just like, yo, I'm covered in grease, like, and guess what? They didn't care. They wouldn't let me leave. So I had to work literally drenched in grease. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. If there is one thing that sucks about working at McDonald's, it's the sauna, like I said before. But working in a hot, sweaty place making burgers and being covered in grease, I honestly felt what a burger feels, okay? I know, I sympathize with the burger patty. All in all, it's just not a good time. But wait a minute. You probably think that's where the stories end, right? Wrong! Sit back down! I still got another story to tell you. So, this was actually the breaking point for me. This was an incident that happened to me while I worked there that literally was the breaking point. This was, or should I say boiling point because I'm cooking grease? That was a really stupid joke. Look, either way, this was the thing that made me want to quit. Usually when you're working a job and you hate it, there's usually a breaking point, right? Like, this is it, I am done. This was me. So I was working with this dude, and we were just cooking patties and stuff, and yet again, no conversation was going on, because everybody at McDonald's apparently hated me, and yeah, so that was great, you know, keeping to myself, really. So when I showed up, right, I showed up for work, and I went to the washroom. That's it, I went to the washroom. I went to the washroom, literally came right back up after like a minute, and then, you know, I was cooking away. I was working with this dude. So about 2 hours later, after slurping on some of that glorious cold water, and all the soda you could drink, Soda's bad for you, but at the time, it was glorious. You know, just drinking away. That was the one thing that was great about working there, is you could drink soda, or you could have a drink while you worked, which was great. And, you know, I was just drinking the water at the time, or soda. I can't even remember anymore. I was drinking something, and I obviously had to go to the washroom again, because all those liquids, you know. So I went to the washroom. Literally was a minute, and I came back up. When I came back up, this dude that I was working with, he literally called me out. He's like, "What are you doing, man?" I'm like, "What do you mean? I went to the washroom." He's like, "You went to the washroom already. You've done that before. Why did you do it again?" And I'm just like,
well, I mean, you kind of you go to the bathroom, you know, this is part of, like, biology, you know, it's part of nature.
Like, literally, this guy didn't think I was using the washroom, and that's literally what he said. He's like, "I don't think you're using the washroom down there." And I'm just like, "Well, what do you think I'm doing, buddy? Like, what do you think I'm doing? What am I doing in the bathroom besides what you're supposed to be doing? And work at that. Like, what am I, like, smoking crack? Am I doing drugs down there?" Like, seriously, he was calling me out. He doesn't think I'm using the washroom. And I'm just like, "Buddy, what do you think I'm doing?" And he's like, "I don't know. But you're not using the washroom." And I'm like, "Okay, sure." And then stop talking to him, because he's an idiot. And I remember after that, I was just like, I can't work here anymore. I can't do this. I gotta leave. I gotta go. I want to enjoy that nice, beautiful, sunny weather. It's so glorious out. I was literally at the window, and I was just looking at everyone having so much fun. And I'm just like, that could be me. I don't even care about money anymore. I just want to be free. I want to be free like a bird and fly with my wings in the hot sun. And shortly after that, I think a week or two later, I quit. And it was the best feeling ever. I was so happy. It was such a good feeling. I'd never been so happy in my life, and I enjoyed the rest of my summer, and it was great. And that's pretty much it. And guess what? That's only one job of the 7 that I've worked. And I have stories from all of them. But with that being said, though, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I hope you're looking forward to more stories, because I got plenty more coming. Alright, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. See ya!